जय श्री राधे। सभी वैष्णवन को जय श्री कृष्ण। श्री वल्लभाधीश की जय हो। Jai Shri Radhe. Today is day 104 and we are continuing with Varta number 83, the story of Kumbhan Ji. Part 3, Prasanga 3. Here and there, quite a few people began to sing Kumbhan Das's compositions. One artist learnt Pad from Kumbhan Das and went to sing it to the emperor. At that time, the emperor was living in Fatehpur Sikri, Rag Dhanashri. Look at Sri Krishna, protector of the cows, as he approaches. His swaggering and incomparable gait shames even that of Indra's elephant. The yellow cloth tied around his dark body and the beauty of the garland at his chest steal away my heart. His bow-shaped eyebrows and the glances from his wide eyes act like Cupid's arrows. His curly locks are laced with dust and his brow is decorated with a saffron tilak. Sings this servant Kumbhan Das, my lord is the upholder of the Shri Giriraj mountain, a nectar-formed lad whose lovely smile attracts the whole world. Part 3 continued. When he heard this poem, the emperor was taken aback and shaking his head said, "Is there really such a person, such a great soul on this earth who has really seen this form of the divine Lord?" The artist replied that the composer of this poem was a great soul, that great soul. The emperor, very pleased with the artist, asked him where the poet lived. He replied that he lived in the nearby village of Jamunawata and that his name was Kumbhan Das. The emperor asked the artist to call Kumbhan Das to his court so that he could meet him. The emperor sent many men and means of transport to Jamunawata to fetch Kumbhan Das. They arrived there, but Kumbhan Das was not around, for he was farming his land near Parasoli. They asked in the village, and one man showed them the way to Kumbhan Das, to where Kumbhan Das was. When they met Kumbhan Das, they told him that the emperor had invited him to come there. Then Kumbhan Das piped up, "I am a poor Vrajwasi, but I am no one's servant. What would he want with me?" The emperor's men said that they did not know why their master was calling him, that they were just following instructions. "He told us to bring Kumbhan Das to him, and so we have brought these horses and palanquins to take you to him. If we do not do what he told us, he will have us killed. Therefore please come there and meet him. Then you may just come back." Kumbhan Das realized that this was a difficult situation and that he had better go along with them, whatever the consequences. The emperor's men asked him to sit in the palanquin, but Kumbhan Das said that he had never ever sat on such a vehicle. "Please say no more. I will put on my shoes and walk." The men repeatedly tried to persuade him to take up their offer of transport, but he refused, and he walked all the way to Fatehpur Sikri. The emperor was made aware of his arrival, and he called him to his inner quarters. The emperor called him forwards. Kumbhan Das, wearing his usual shirt, a torn dusty turban, a shawl on his shoulder, and his scruffy shoes, stood before the emperor, who then invited him to take a seat. The whole place was inlaid with jewels and pearls and strongly perfumed. But Kumbhan Das was suffering so much in his heart, feeling that he had arrived in hell, and that the trees of Vraja were so much more beautiful than that palace, because the Lord himself played there. As he was thus engaged in thought, the emperor addressed him, "Babaji, you have composed many poems about the Lord. Now please sing one for me." Kumbhan Das found himself in a dilemma. On the one hand, he was very annoyed, and on the other, the emperor had ordered him to sing. This was most distasteful to Kumbhan Das, who thought to himself that he was obliged to sing, but that he would never sing about his Sri Thakurji to such a barbarian. He wondered what he should recite. "This barbarian had ordered me to sing, but my voice is only for the Lord to hear. By calling me here, he has kept me away from my Lord. Therefore I will present one song, and if he doesn't like it, then that is good. What harm can he possibly do to me anyway?" A saying came into his mind. Even if the whole world becomes his enemy, no harm can come to even one hair on the head of a devotee whom Sri Krishna, the attractor of the mind, has accepted as his own. He went ahead and recited the poem. Rag Sarang. What would any devotee gain by coming to Sikri? On the journey here my shoes got worn out and I forgot the name of my beloved Lord. I had to bow down to someone, the sight of whose face alone causes me much grief. Kumbhan Das now says, "Without Sri Krishna, upholder of the Sri Giriraj mountain, this place is just a worthless abode of lies." Part 3 continued. At first, when he heard this, the emperor became annoyed, but then he thought to himself, "Kumbhan Das wants nothing from me, otherwise he would have sung my praises. He truly is only interested in his lord." He said to Kumbhan Das, "Oh, Baba, just tell me what to do, and I will do it for you." Kumbhan Das said, "After today, be sure to never call me here again." The emperor bade farewell to the poet. On the journey back, Kumbhan Das began to miss Sri Govardhanaji. Oh, when will I see him again, he thought, and he sang this song of separation as he travelled. Pada Rag Dhanashri. Oh, when will my eyes get to see him again? Every limb of that beautiful, dark and captivating form brings great joy. Every day he smiles with the cowherd boys in Sri Vrindavan. They smile with great joy as they drink frothing milk from leaf bowls. The poet Kumbhan Das now states, oh, how many days have passed since the joy of those nights. Now without him, neither day nor night can bring me any comfort. Part 3 continued. Whilst singing such songs, Kumbhan Das found himself back at Sri Giriraji, and he went to have the holy sight of Sri Govardhanaji. That the afternoon had seemed like an age to Kumbhan Das, but when he saw his lord again, his sorrow dispersed. He sang this poem, Pada Rag Dhanashri. I have now filled my eyes with the sight of this son of Nanda. Since then I have forgotten everyone and everything, including my family and husband. When I can't see him, I cannot function, and my limbs become limp. When I think of his dark form, my eyes pour with tears. His beauty is a limitless treasure. Oh, just how can I meet him? When Kumbhan Das is finally with him, he embraces him tightly to his heart. Rag Dhanashri. My heart's connection is hard to bear. See, my friend, for his sake I have relinquished any attempt to be dignified. I have given up righteous behaviour, and people mock me. My family throws insults at me. How can my heart bear to be without him, my only well-wisher? I am addicted to his nectar, and I am not able to bear separation from him. For a single eye blink, like a deer drawn to the hunter's melody, says Kumbhan Das, only Sri Krishna, the upholder of the Kishori Giriraj mountain, knows the innermost secrets of my love. Part 3 continued. Kumbhan Das sung many poems like this one. When the Lord heard them, he said, O Kumbhan Das, blessed are you who cannot bear to be without me, even for a single second. I also cannot bear it without you. In this way, the Lord and Kumbhan Das had a mutual love for each other. Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shri Vrajadham ki Jai, Kumbhan Das ji ki Jai, Shri Vallabhadish ji ki Jai ho. Jai Shri Radhe Vaishnavan ko sabko Jai Shri Krishna. So that's the end for today, and tomorrow we will continue day 105 with part 4 of Varta 83, story of Kumbhan Das ji.